Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm actually really excited because this is my first camera and I kind of had like a situation where I had to return the camera and then I bought the exact same one again, so hopefully this time it works. The first time I got the camera, I noticed when I was recording a blue line would like pop up in the middle of the screen, so let's pray that this one works for good. And I don't have to return anything again because I don't want to. Okay, so today I want to talk about, what do I want to talk about? Boyfriends. Okay, so I have a boyfriend and he's like the cherry on top. Like, he's amazing, he's so nice to me, and we're just really good together. But the one thing about him that is kind of bad is that he attracts a lot of women. A lot of females like him. They find him very attractive. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, my boyfriend's so hot. Like, you know, I'm not trying to do that. Like, honestly, I'm being honest. Like, a lot of shady shit has happened. Okay, so the first instance I want to talk about was when me and him, we worked in a factory called Bowonic Ink, and it's basically a bottle company. So we would take the bottles and look at them, make sure they were all good, we would inspect them, and then we'd put them on a rack. And when we started working there together, it was really fun because, you know, you're a couple and you get to work with your significant other, so it's like fun. And even though we worked together, I knew we had to like stay professional because it was still a work environment. So I made sure that I wasn't really bugging him during his work, and I was staying to my side when he was on his side doing his work. And I noticed instantly that one of the girls took a liking to him. And what I mean by liking is that she would make a lot of eye contact with my boyfriend. And it kind of made me feel like uncomfortable, even though I know I have like nothing to like, I have no reason to worry about it, but I'm very like insecure and I know I need to work on that. But yeah, I noticed that she would always try and look at him, and it just really bugged me. And this other girl would never stop trying to have a conversation with him. But there was never like a doubt in my mind that he would like try anything, because he's told me multiple times, what's the point of being in a relationship if you guys aren't faithful to each other? So I trust him 100% completely. It's just these females. So yeah, that happened. And one day in particular that I remember, I was trying to lift up a rack of bottles, and you have to do this every time you finish stacking the bottles, and it's like a mechanical machine spits the bottles out, you inspect them, and you put them on this tray. And I needed someone to help me lift this tray so I could move it, and so it could be wrapped and then shipped off to whatever company buys it. And at the time, he was the only one in my vicinity, and I would usually call one of the people, like there was an Asian dude and then another Mexican girl, and I would call them to help me like lift it up and move it, because it was a two-person job. And I told him, my boyfriend, I was like, oh, can you help me? And he was like, yeah. And so he comes over, we're lifting up the thing, and this little girl comes by. She's like been there for a really long time, so she's kind of like one of the upper people, even though she was like my age. So she tells him, oh, I'll take care of it. Mind you, we're already it's already lifted up. My boyfriend, he has muscles, he's not a weak person. I'm not trying to say that girls can't do anything, because they can do anything they want. Follow your dreams. But this girl, she was just very weak compared to my boyfriend. I'm not trying to say this in a mean way or anything. I just thought it was kind of weird that she wanted to step in and help me lift this thing, even though it was nice of her. We were already in the process of lifting it, and I didn't really see why she wanted to lift it. Does that make sense? I don't know, it's really confusing. But I just thought it was weird because, you know, he can more than handle lifting it up, but she don't like want him to help me or I don't know what she was thinking, but I felt like she kind of didn't want us to be near each other. That's what I was getting. And then eventually I left the bottling place because it was just very stressful. It was a warehouse and you were up against a mechanical machine. And I remember the day that I left, I asked the lady, I was like, hey, you need to slow down this machine or something. I can't keep up. Like, I'm screaming this because, since we're in a warehouse, it's really loud. And I told her, I was like, hey, I need help. You need to help me. Like, come on. Because the bottles, they just kept coming out of the machine, and eventually it kept piling up, and I didn't know what to do. So I was like freaking the fuck out, and I was like, someone help me. And eventually she comes by, and she, like, it's a mess. Like, bottles are everywhere. I'm so behind, and I looked at her because I was like really pissed, and I was like, I told you and you don't want to listen to me. And she looks at me and she's like, oh, go on break or whatever. And I did. And then I guess I was like being really emotional that day or whatever, but I started crying like in the break room. And my boyfriend, he got on break too. And so he goes in the break room, we're there together, and I just started crying. And I was like telling him, oh, I asked her for help, and she just looked at me and was like saying, oh, you don't need help, you can handle it, when really I needed help. So yeah, that happened. And we actually ended up leaving early that day because it was my sister's graduation. Sorry. So we left early that day, and I like left the building crying because I was just being emotional. And the moment I had left, sorry, I'm getting back to like the story. The moment I had left the facility and stopped working at the warehouse, those girls started swooping in. He said, oh yeah, the one with the bun on her head wouldn't stop talking to me. But he clearly said that he was getting annoyed by it. And I was like, okay, well, that's kind of weird because they knew that we were dating. Oh yeah, and I remember, like, I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to, like, slut shame anyone or anything, but it just really pissed me off. Like, I don't like when females do this. So, you know the girl I told you about in the beginning of the story who, she was, like, eyeballing the fuck out of my boyfriend? Well, that girl, I guess she was, like, talking to me or something, and I found out she was 26, had 2 children, and I just thought it was kind of funny that she was looking at my man when she had a husband. Like, the fact that you're doing that, I don't really approve of that, and I don't think your husband would approve of that either, for you to be looking at another man, you know? I just think it's fucking sad. Like, you know, you have children, you have a family, you shouldn't want to, like, break up a beautiful relationship between people. And I'm not gonna say her name or anything, but I honestly feel like people who do that shit, who ruins, like, relationships and, like, cheat on their significant other. I'm not saying she cheated on her oh my god. I'm not trying to say she cheated on her significant other. I'm sorry. Sometimes I talk too fast and then I just, like, mess up my words. Yeah, but I'm not trying to say she cheated, but I feel like you shouldn't be looking at other people, like, you know? And I just wish that people would respect that and leave people in relationships alone. Okay, so that was the warehouse, and now I'm going to tell you guys about my friend Hallie. So my friend Hallie, she had 2 friends. I think one of them was like Nellie or something, or Destiny, I don't fucking remember. But this girl, they met my boyfriend. So this day, I was at home working on homework, and my boyfriend went out with his friend Tim, and they went bowling, and they decided to bring Hallie, and Hallie brought her friend. And her friend was kind of like eyeballing my boyfriend too, and it was just really annoying because after that had happened, she told her other little friends, and they all started following my boyfriend and, like, looking at his, like, Instagram. Mind you, they're 16 and he's like a grown-ass man, and I know, like, I shouldn't be getting annoyed at little ass children. Like, I have no competition, but, you know, it just kind of made me mad. And one girl in particular, her name was Morgan, and let me tell you, I feel like Morgan's parents, like, should watch her more. What I mean by that is that, Morgan, she had, like, a private Snapchat, and let me tell you, that Snapchat was very inappropriate. She was probably sending pics to people, she was very nude, and just, like, showing her body off, and, like, that's fine if you want to live that way, but she was very young, and I don't think that's, like, you know, acceptable for someone her age to be doing that. She was 16, I get you're a teenager, you have hormones and stuff, and you want boys' attention, but I feel like someone should have been watching their daughter, because that was just really bad. But yeah, she really pissed me off in particular. Her name was Morgan again. That I just want to clarify who I'm talking about. That's why I said that. So she made me mad because she would say, "Oh, I don't care if he has a girlfriend. I'm gonna be, you know, in that or whatever." I don't know what she was saying, but basically she just wanted my man, knowing that he had a girlfriend. And it just, like, kind of pissed me off. But then again, I was like, this is a little girl. I don't know why I'm getting mad. And I told my friend Hallie, I was like, hey, can you, like, not allow your friends to talk about my boyfriend this way? It makes me uncomfortable. Because they were saying how he's cute. Oh, I want to be, like, in a relationship with him and stuff. And it's just, like, really, like, got to me. Especially because that was my friend. And she was, like, allowing her friends to talk about my boyfriend in that manner. We're still friends. I'm fine. Like, we got over this situation a long time ago. I just, like, wanted to bring it up, so, because it was on my mind for, like, a while, and I don't really have, like, anyone to talk about it with. Sorry. But, yeah, I wasn't really happy about that. But she, like, fixed everything, and everything's fine now. But I remember Morgan, she messaged me, and she was saying, oh, you have nothing to worry about, like, I'm 16, like, why are you tripping? And I'm like, I'm not tripping, like, you know, but it was just stupid. And, yeah, so at first, I was, like, trying to be nice to Morgan, but I just kind of, like, flipped, and I was like, actually, it's not okay. You shouldn't be talking about someone else's man, you know? Respect people that are in a relationship. Respect the relationship, and don't try to, like, get into it or mess it up, you know? That's what I told her. And that was it. Like, we didn't talk after that, and I was like, good, I didn't really want to talk to you anyways. But yeah, that was, like, the few instances that happened where women tried to get at my man. And, like, let me tell you. Oh, wait, I forgot. Sorry, there's, like, one more. It's really quick. I know I'm talking a lot. We were at a party. And this happened, like, in December. It was my coworker's party. We were all there. And this drunk girl, she's, like, dancing on me. And I, like, pushed her off. Because I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know, I was like, get off me. Like, stop grinding on me. And instantly when I did that, I just kind of, like, you know, gently pushed her away. And she turned to my boyfriend. And if this was my boyfriend, she went, mwah. Like, you know, she tried kissing him. And he, like, swerved her. And I looked at him like, like, you know, I was like, you better watch yourself. And I looked at this girl and I was like, I was like, if you aren't drunk, I would have done something. But she was drunk, so I was like, I'm gonna let it slide. Anyways, the moral of the story is, I can't take my boyfriend anywhere. But, yeah, I didn't mean to, like, how do I say? I don't mean to be, like, arrogant or anything, or, like, slut shame. I feel like me as a person, I'm very, like, I'm not politically Republican or conservative. I'm just, like, as a person, I'm very conservative. Like, I don't really dressy a lot or show my body. If you know what I mean. Okay. I'm for Bernie Sanders, but like, I dress, like, I don't like showing my body off. I don't like being, like, a hoe, you know. So I didn't mean to, like disrespect anyone or do anything like that. I was just trying to tell a story. I don't mean to be, like, jealous. Like, I have jealousy. I know I need to work on that. I'm not a perfect person, but I just wanted to, like, do this story for the hell of it and just for entertainment purposes. I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Sorry if I kept talking, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I really appreciate it. I'm not gonna be one of those YouTubers who are like, subscribe, you know, like my shit, because that's just like fucking annoying. I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great day. It's raining, but you know, you can't rain on my parade. See, look. It's raining. Well, that's where I live. I'm not telling you where I live, so don't follow me. Okay. Bye, guys.